Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Bell Ringers podcast. Colin Daly alongside Benjamin Goldstein. And folks, today is the 2-week mark from official Phillies baseball in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And that is a big stepping stone. These games are going from meaningless exhibition and managers throwing guys in and out to the nitty-gritty beginning of the treacherous 162 game stretch that will ultimately determine where the Phillies fall come October. Ben, how we doing?
I am excited. Real baseball is back in 2 weeks. I am excited to get back in Citizens Bank Park, and it's going to be fun. I'm excited for the season. I'm not excited about this offense this spring so far, Colin.
No, I'm not either. The offense has been struggling. A lot of the guys that are typically atop the lineup have struggled to find production. Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper, Alec Boehm, Bryson Stott. The list goes on. I know there's one specific player that I did not mention that you really want to highlight, so I will let you do. I'll let you handle that. But there's definitely some reason for concern.
Yeah, if I am the Philadelphia Phillies, I am very concerned right now about Johan Rojas, the high prospect that they basically kept on this team instead of Rhys Hoskins, is having a terrible, terrible spring. In 33 at bats, he has a total of, or he has a 152 batting average, a 152 on base percentage, and a 394 OPS. He's scored 2 runs, has 5 hits, no homers, 4 RBIs, 2 stolen bases. And one of those 5 hits came a couple days ago where he basically grounded into a double play but was able to beat out the throw and then got picked off at first base on what was pretty much the very next pitch. So if I am the Phillies, I am very worried about Johan Rojas, and I am looking at Christian Pache, who has had a very good spring, to maybe be the opening day starting center fielder. Well, yes, Rojas's defense continues to be great, but this team still needs to hit. That's how baseball works. And if you're going to have a guy out there who is batting ninth, who can't get the bat on ball, why even have him up here?
Right, and you could probably say the same thing about Weston Wilson. I know we don't want to have good old Schwarber in the outfield, and that would require some moving pieces. But if the Phillies' bats continue to struggle and Weston Wilson's the hot hand, the defense is going to have to adapt to get the hot guy in the lineup. But to elaborate on what you were saying, numbers are not looking good. After today's game, Kyle Schwarber, he went 1 for 3. His average increased to a whopping 111.
Woo!
Brendan Marsh debuted yesterday, but he's still without a hit. Bryce Harper's hitting 227. Alec Boehm 238, and Edmundo Sosa 179. So the numbers aren't there, Ben. That's the bottom line.
That's for sure. And it's really it's spring training, and a lot of people are gonna be like, it's okay, don't be concerned. When your entire lineup hasn't been hitting well all spring, you should start to take notice. And hopefully this won't happen follow into the season, which is in 2 weeks, and hopefully something can happen here. But I mean, the pitchings look great, but the struggle from the offense, which seems to have been carrying over from Game 6 and 7 of the National League Championship Series, it's not good. And
Yeah,
it's like, I'm not freaking out. I'm freaking out about Johan Rojas. That's not good, because he had to have a good spring, because he actually had to prove himself from maybe having a starting center field spot. I still think he'll start in center field this season, but I mean, he might have a very short leash.
I would agree. And to add on to what I was saying earlier, Nick Castellanos is hitting 143, Bryson Stott 233.
He had a
However,
homer the other day.
there are some positives, Ben.
Oh, here we
Trey
go.
Turner 296. He's having a great spring. Jake Cave, don't care.
Wow.
No, I'm done. I'm done with him. It's that easy.
He'll hopefully he makes the opening day roster. If it's Pache and Cave, because if Johan Rojas isn't starting in center field to start the season, I don't even want him on the major league roster because why waste him at 21 years old?
You're right, 100% right. Garrett Stubbs in limited playing times been performing well. He's got a couple of hits. Whit Merrifield has done a very, very, very good job. He's actually brought a little bit of power this spring for the Phillies, which I was really, really not expecting to see.
Would you like Whit Merrifield starting in center field, or you have Marsh in center and Merrifield in left?
I would not be against that.
I'm just throwing it out there.
No. He's done a really good job. 348 average, 1218 OPS. He was 2 for 3 today with 2 RBIs. He's done a really good job. So it's hard to count him out. When he's a veteran guy, former All-Star, he knows what he's doing. So yeah, he's been super impressive.
And this lineup that the Phillies put out on March 13th, which is yesterday when we're recording. We're recording this on Thursday the 14th, by the way. This will probably be up. I don't know when I'll get this up, but hopefully soon. Is this the opening day lineup that Thompson rolled out? We'll get to the opening day starter. But is this the lineup that you're expecting in 2 weeks? Schwarber, DH, Turner at short, Harper at first, JT behind the dish, Stott at second, Bohm at third, Casty in right, Marsh in left, Rojas in center. Is that what you're looking at in that order?
In that order, I'm not sure. I think that's going to depend on the matchup and who the Braves
it'll be Strider probably
have throwing on opening day, which is it will be Strider. So with the righty, I think that's where I think Stott will be toward the top. I mean it's just like
the
other thing is that's tough, and this is going back to your point about Johan Rojas. It's very, very hard to envision Rojas having success in the very, very beginning of the season, because if you look at where he's struggled in the past, it's right-handed pitching and high velocity.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah. There's a lot where that comes from down in Atlanta, right? I mean, Spencer Strider's pumping up there 99. He is about as hard of a starting pitcher as you're going to find velocity-wise. And then you got his wicked breaking stuff that is nearly impossible for any righty to hit, regardless of how fast the pitch is being thrown. So while I think the leash is going to be short, I don't know how short you can reasonably make it when it's just such a poor matchup for Rojas in that
I certainly don't think it'll be one game.
No, but I think that it could lead to an easy downward spiral. He'll get at least 2 or 3 weeks.
I was thinking more of a month would be the leash, and then if he's really bad, you send him down, and Pache starts in center, who was having a good spring. This is basically what they rolled out. Is basically the postseason lineup, except they're flip-flopping JT and Bohm, which should have been done during the postseason, but because Bohm was playing terrible baseball and JT was good, so I would have loved a flip-flop there in the postseason, but it was months ago, so can't be too up on that. But another guy I think you might be concerned with is Taijuan Walker.
Yeah.
He was out for a little bit with a knee? I forget exactly what it was. And he said it was a normal spring thing. When was the last time injuries were normal? Like off the bat. I don't know about that. But he came back and has kind of been
I mean, you know my opinions there, so I don't want to get into it too much. But Taiwan Walker, how do I put this? Oh, that'll be um, perpetual failure. I think is a little bit too extreme.
Oh my.
Inconsistent is where I would say with Walker. And it's not like it's not like the Nola, one bad, one good, one bad, one good. It's for the first half of the season, I'm lights out. For the second half of the season, my velocity drops and I allow a ton of runs. But if his velocity is already dropping in March, it's just based on the recurring patterns. There's no evidence that supports him having a good season, like none. So for me, that's the tricky part here. Also, by the way, back to the Rojas thing. In 2022, the Phillies optioned Bryson Stott to Lehigh Valley on April 25th. So you're right. It was a little bit less than a month. So yeah, I would say that 2 to 4 week range is probably what I'm expecting with Rojas. I think Rojas's leash will be a little longer just because he has more major league experience.
Guess Johan Rojas's height and weight.
Height 6'2".
You're pretty cold.
He's taller.
No.
He's shorter.
Yes.
5'11".
Yes.
Okay. Weight 178. He's light.
He's less than 178.
What? 170.
Less.
What? 160. He's not less than 160 pounds.
Correct.
160.
Up.
165.
Correct. He's 5'11", 165 at 23. And he gained muscle this offseason.
See, if I had a couple cheeseburgers every morning when I woke up, I could be 165 in 3 weeks.
I liked what I saw from Rojas coming into camp. His swing looked better. He looked more buff, but it doesn't really matter when you can't get bat on ball. So,
well, you know what I'm most concerned about? Go back to his numbers. Can you read them off for me again?
He is 5 for 33 with 2 runs scored, no homers, 4 RBIs, 2 stolen bases, and a slash line of 152, 152, 394.
There it is. 152, 152. That's where my concern is.
Yeah, that's bad.
Like, if it was 152, scratch that. If it was 100, 190, I'd actually be happier with that. Because the issue with Rojas is he could not read pitches. There was a clear division between the pitches he was swinging at in Double-A Reading and the pitches he was swinging at in the big leagues last year. It was obvious. He was uncomfortable. He wasn't picking up on off-speed pitches as easily. He couldn't catch up to fastballs. The fact that he has not walked a single time, the utmost concerning thing in my book. I mean, for me, it's not even close.
Yeah, he is not reading pitches well again. I mean,
it shows no improvement. They gave him one thing he had to improve on. That stat tells you he has not done that. That's my only outlook really on that situation.
There you go. That's let's try and stay positive, Colin. Phillies baseball's back in 2 weeks.
I'm excited. I am. I mean, you know how I can get. I'm a grumpy old guy sometimes, but I do think that Rojas will figure it out. He didn't hit 300 last year by accident. I mean, he could have, but I don't think he did. He's too athletic to be a 190, 150 hitter, whatever you said.
152.
Yeah, he's too athletic to be a 152 hitter.
I'm trying to find the Phillies that were on the top 100 list and where things were. I'm trying to find it.
That was embarrassing.
Guys, I do want to talk about that. We have already obviously heard your opinion on it because you just made it very clear. When was this? This was not 4 days ago.
This is a while ago.
Really?
We are behind the times of the list.
Hold on. I know it was the usual. While we're on this, can you thank SeatGeek for me?
I can. So, folks, if you did not know, today's episode and all of our episodes here on the Bell Ringers podcast are brought to you by none other than SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the fastest, most efficient, and also the most helpful for us way for you to purchase your tickets to sporting events, concerts, and any other activity that requires you to purchase a ticket. I've got to tell you, first time I used SeatGeek, I was amazed. I thought it was a fraud. I went on there, I put my tickets in, I got them for really cheap. I got a discount because I put in a YouTuber's promo code before we even had ours, and it was done. I got into the game, and I was like, I feel like I'm being illegal. I feel like I'm in illegal right now. that's what was going through my head. I was like, what a strange adrenaline-based feeling here. That's how you want to feel? Hook yourself up on SeatGeek. You won't regret it.
And use code Philly Sports Report.
Oh, of course, right?
PHILLYSPORTSREPORT. What are we doing, Colin?
Hold the S.
To save $20 off your first purchase. Link is in the description.
Since they got rid of Dollar Dog Night, we're gonna put that S in the dog launcher. And we're gonna launch it to the moon.
All right, thank you to SeatGeek. Also, episode 50. Clap it up. We started this 2022. We started a pretty good time.
Yeah, we started the lockout was our first episode.
That's true. That was fun. That was really dumb. So thank you.
I actually enjoyed the lockout because that was all like financials and business and money.
I learned a lot about money during that.
I did too.
It was fun.
Collective bargaining agreements. But yeah, I got all that nerdy financial stuff, and then we had a week where like all of the free agents signed. So fun. It was like the trade deadline, but like honestly, it was better because everyone was signing, not just the good teams. It was less predictable.
It was like what the NFL and NBA are. Like when free agency opens, it happens right away. MLB, still half of the free agents haven't signed. We're still waiting for Montgomery and Snell. Michael Lorenzen.
Cy Young hasn't signed. Come on.
So here's the Phillies that were on ESPN's top 100. We'll go from low to high. 90 was Kyle Schwarber. 60 was JT Realmuto. 52 was Aaron Nola. 22 was Zach Wheeler. 20 was Trey Turner. And 13 was Bryce Harper. What are your thoughts on the listing here by ESPN?
This is different from the MLB one, right?
What?
Is this different from the one that MLB Network put out? Because it sounds similar.
It's probably similar because it's pretty.
Harper is better than 13. Yeah. If you hit under 200, you shouldn't be in the top 100.
Where's Nick Castellanos on here?
Yeah, he should be in there instead of. He should be in the 90s range. And then you got Nola. That's ridiculous. He should be 70s, 80s. He needs to be more consistent. That's the bottom line. And I know he's in there because of his strong run in the playoffs, but got to win regular season games to get there first. And then I feel like Realmuto should be higher numerically. He's regressing. I think Trey Turner is appropriately ranked. So I'd say if you even it out, Harper got robbed. Schwarber and Nola got a little bit of grace. Realmuto, semi-appropriate. Trey Turner, very appropriate. So it kind of balances out.
The top 10 from 1 to 10 was Ronald Acuna Jr., Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Corey Seager, Garrett Cole, Yordan Alvarez, Shohei Ohtani at 9, and Corbin Carroll at 10. The fact that Corbin Carroll is in the top 10 is absurd. The fact that Shohei Ohtani is 9 is absurd. And 11 was Adley Rutschman, 12 was Olsen, 13 was Harper. Harper is better than Adley Rutschman, Corbin Carroll. Yordan Alvarez doesn't play the field, so Harper's better. And then that's Harper might be better than Corey Seager. I don't know. And the fact that there's 2 Yankees in the top 3 with Soto coming off a down year is also kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, that's bad.
But it's ESPN, so of course.
That is atrocious. Good God. Wait, Otani's 9?
Otani's 9. It's because he's not pitching, but Garrett Cole's like 6.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah, that's bad. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, that's gonna make me mad if we keep talking about
yeah, we're gonna stop at that.
Good.
So, opening day starter right now is looking like it might be Zach Wheeler. It'll be the first time in 6 years it's not Aaron Nola. Do you think Wheeler should start opening day? Do you think they go into this with Nola, or should it be your best friend Taijuan Walker?
I'm not gonna lie. I don't really care.
Okay,
it's a cycle. It goes around. It doesn't matter who's number 1, who's number 5. It's gonna get mixed up anyway. But I mean, if you want to keep the tradition going, now that you've extended Aaron Nola, I feel like you may as well do that.
I mean, Wheeler also got the big contract as well, so.
Well, yeah, but why would you? He got a 3-year deal?
Yeah, and it was an extension. Nola signed a whole new contract. So
okay, but why would you start a streak at 1 when they can only get up to 3? When there's 4, because it's 3 plus 1. They can only get up to 4. When Nola already has 1, if I don't even know what, and you can add 6 to that.
So right now it's 6. This year would be 7, and it can get up to 7 plus 7, 14. So
yeah.
Or it'd be 6 plus 7, so 13.
Seems like a no-brainer to me.
Yeah, I don't. It'll probably end up being Nola just from right now. What it's looking like with the rotation they're putting out with spring, it looked like it's going to line up and be Wheeler, which I would not be super happy with because I like tradition. The Phillies are good with tradition.
They were until they canceled the Dollar Dogs.
Well, I mean that's just. Go listen to episode 49 if you want to hear his random Dollar Dog. I don't know if we talked about. Did we talk about the new out-of-town scoreboard?
No, we didn't.
Really? Well, the Phillies got a new out-of-town scoreboard. I don't know if you're aware.
Yeah, I am.
Phillies got a new out-of-town. How do we not
digital?
Talk about this? Yeah, it is. It is digital. Here it is. The new Phillies out-of-town scoreboard. I'm a sucker for classic-looking things. And that old out-of-town scoreboard was a blast in the past, and now we're going digital. Maybe if we didn't get a huge, expensive scoreboard in left field and had to digitalize the out-of-town scoreboard, we'd be able to keep Dollar Dog Night because I think Dollar Dog Night, the cancellation is more on inflation than anything else. Maybe we would be able to keep nice things, but no, we have to go digital and be big, then have fun things like Dollar Dog Night. But what are your thoughts on it? I mean, I like it, but I'm a sucker for, classic looking things like the out-of-town scoreboard.
It's like, I don't know, cool. I think I have the same opinion as you. Like, it's there. I don't look at it. You know that I don't even really like. I like watching from home. Free food, more comfortable. I can actually watch and analyze the game. Give me 3 or 4 ballpark trips a year, and I'll be happy. Anything more than that, and I haven't watched enough. Yeah, I don't look at the scoreboard when I'm there. And I'm all for modernization, so I guess.
You don't look at the out-of-town scoreboard?
I don't look at the out-of-town scoreboard.
That's where they have the pitch speed and the pitching stats.
Oh, well, I look at that stuff, but I look up on the suite level scoreboards for the.
Oh, those little ones? Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I get the speed from, and then I usually get the pitcher information on the big board, or that's I guess that's where I got that from, but that one's been digital.
Yes, it's all. I think there's 3 or 4 screens in there, and then they had the old out of town scoreboard where they had to manually
Yeah.
take
Yep.
down stuff and replace it, and like
Well,
they
no,
had
that's
some
not
dude
how
up
it
top.
was. It was a light system.
Yeah, but
It
they had
was
like
yeah.
the actual signs of the teams they had to take down and replace,
Oh yes, yeah.
which they actually
No.
replaced. They got new ones few years ago, and now they're just scratching the whole thing. I don't know how I feel about the brick border around it because it doesn't match it. It doesn't match the wall. The wall's green.
Ugly.
It doesn't match it at all.
Um, yeah, I mean, again, I don't look at it. I use the scoreboard on my phone so I can get more information on it by going to the MLB app. But yeah, it's something. It's there.
What are your thoughts on? I don't know. I don't know how many games you went to this year, but obviously I go to a lot of games, and I like to go to games. You don't like to go to games. But
I
the
like
new
going to games. I like going to. I don't like watching games from the stadium. If
the
I want
new
to sit down and watch a game, I want to be in my house.
that new scoreboard.
Mm-hmm.
This is a tweet from Kyle Pagan, or Pagan, whatever you say, which I thought was interesting, and I commented and got a lot of people were not happy with me, but how the batting average on is not on the scoreboard. It's just not there. There's no batting average. There's no OPS.
Yeah, those are useless numbers.
These
Absolutely useless. Well, no, it's up there.
The batting average is not there. There's plate appearances, on base percentage, slugging,
Okay.
doubles, walk percentage, strikeout
don't
percentage, RBIs, home runs, and runs.
On base percentage and slugging are up there. You shouldn't need OPS. That's just basic math.
Well, a lot of people are dumb.
You don't have to do the
I
actual
don't
math.
like.
You can. I would just do 300 plus 400 and say he's around 700.
Well, a lot of people don't know that, Colin.
Well, it's OPS is called on base, O plus slugging S. Ergo, yes.
Colin, people don't. Not a lot of people know that.
They need to hand out like an information booklet when you walk in the stadium.
They get the
Things you need to
pamphlet.
know before entering CB. Yeah, a pamphlet.
The batting average should be on there. I know people don't like batting. People don't like batting average. I think there should be batting average on there. And also having the plate appearance, on base percentage, slugging in the corner and not on the actual screen where they're showing all the other stats is dumb. Like, put the percentages on there. Nobody cares about percentages.
And like,
unless it's college football,
you know that I'm a metric head, right? And most metric heads don't like batting average. And while I don't think batting average is a fair way to judge a player, it's the percentage of times that a player records a hit. That's valuable information, whether it's accurate of the play, if it's representative of a player's skill set or not. It's still good information to have.
So they have the average on there for the first at bat, and then they revert back to on base percentage and slugging. Where I went to comment, so much wasted space on that thing, so unnecessary. Maybe we'd still have Dollar Dog Night if we didn't have this massive scoreboard. Someone said because the scoreboard was throwing hot dogs all over God's green earth. I said the main reason there are no more Dollar Dog Nights is because of inflation and all the contracts he needs to pay off. The fans' behavior is a factor, not the main one. This dude said, yeah, okay, you were probably one of the savages throwing them. Nice.
That's great.
Someone said, no, we wouldn't. Someone said, no, we still have Dollar Dog Nights if people didn't act like Jack Blank and behave like adults. And someone said a few years ago we were worried about ads for betting apps. But last year, the first for the Giants scoreboard, the ads were dominated by Morgan & Morgan. Make it make sense. Is there really such a need, how do you say that word, needs for between going to a game and wanting to sue someone? And someone commented, which is funny, when you're at a Philadelphia sporting event, it's usually a good idea to have an attorney on call.
Oh, wow. I didn't know you were a storm starter.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. I just put out a nice little comment.
No, here's my opinion on that stupid scoreboard. It's huge, and I got bad eyes, so I love that. The Phillies, hurting, not being centered
Oh,
I can't look up there.
it's
It
bad.
drives me crazy. And I know they put a light up there to balance it out, and it made it worse because the uncentered words are now brighter.
They should have put Philadelphia Phillies up there. I think that would have been a cool space
Had to
filler.
do something.
I don't think they should have gotten the new scoreboard at all. I like the old one much better. It looks better. This new one is just it looks so out of place for Citizens Bank Park, which is not a futuristic ballpark. If anything, it was built to look like how stadiums looked before they made the cookie cutter dual purpose stadiums. I liked the little square with the advertised here. It's my phone background actually when we won the National League. I liked how this looked. With the Citizens Bank Park, the Phillies was centered. It was a nice looking box. The scoreboard at the bottom never went away like the new one does. And it always stayed. And then the advertisements on the left were good instead of putting the advertisements all over the screen.
It was good.
It was
simple.
It wasn't huge. It was big when they first got it. It was like the biggest in the MLB when they first introduced it. I thought it was good, and I also don't like how the scoreboard hangs over the second deck. Like there's a little brick area here. You can kind of see it next to on the bottom of the advertisements next to Citizens Bank Park. The new one hangs over that, and it looks like it's about to fall and crush thousands of people. It is what it is. If the Phillies are winning games, I don't care. I just think it's unnecessary, and it's been a year, so I have to deal with it.
I have no issues with the concept of getting a larger scoreboard, but it was executed so poorly in every way possible.
I bet they were I bet the Phillies were very angry that they went to the World Series the year prior they got a new scoreboard.
Probably, yeah. Check out.
Unless because they planned that before the end of the season. That was always a thing that was happening. But we kind of went off the rails here. The season starts in 2 weeks. The offense is concerning, and we don't know who the opening day starter is going to be. Hopefully, it's Nola. Any final comments from you, Colin Daly?
I think I'm good. I'm excited to get back to Philadelphia. Of course, the Phillies have about a week and a half of spring training games remaining. Tomorrow, probably today when this is posted, depends when this gets up. The Phillies will be at the Astros, and then they play a prospects game on the 16th, and then a game against the Marlins also on the 16th. A couple split squads this Monday. Their last game is going to be.
I feel like there haven't been that many split squads this year. I feel like there's usually
been. I think there's 3 on the schedule.
Maybe? I feel like there's usually more. I don't know though.
4 on the schedule.
I feel like there's usually more. I don't know though.
Yeah, last game is 25th. They're versus the Rays, Tampa Bay Rays. They'll have 2 days off, and then they are in Philadelphia against Atlanta.
I will be in attendance for that game.
I will say, after that, they have a nice schedule.
Yeah, it's an easy April.
Cincinnati, Washington, St. Louis, Pittsburgh, Colorado, Chicago White Sox, Cincinnati, San Diego, Los Angeles Angels. Really, the only teams you got to look out for there. The Padres could be a little lethal this year. The Pirates could have a little something going for them, but I wouldn't be too concerned. They're kind of in the same boat as the Cardinals. They kind of just got old, or St. Louis. They signed a bunch of useless old starting pitchers and Sonny Gray. But I would not have overly high expectations for St. Louis this year.
How about Dylan Cease traded to the Padres for their 5th and 8th prospect? I feel like it was kind of out of nowhere, but I like it.
Yes, that is exactly my reaction, like to a T. I was
There we
like,
go.
where did this come from? But cool. That's what went through my brain when I saw that.
Good for San.
Um,
I hate the Padres, but good for San Diego.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Padres guy. I don't like the people on their team right now.
I
I'm
wonder.
not a big. I'm not a big Machado guy.
I wonder who
I'm
else.
not a. I'm not a big Tatis guy.
Wonder why.
And who else do I not like? There's one more person I can't remember who.
I like Joe
I don't
Musgrove
know.
because Joe Musgrove cheated to beat the Mets, so I thought that was funny.
I don't condone cheating.
I thought it was funny how whoever the old Mets dude was went out there stomping that old guy, and he was fine.
Oh, Buck Show. Oh,
Buck Showalter, that's what it was. Yeah, dude's not with the team anymore. All right, that's
I
gonna
could.
do it for us.
We could do a whole. I could do a whole podcast on Buck Showalter. We're not gonna do that though.
Thank you, everybody, for watching and listening to episode 50 of the Bell Ringers podcast. We should have another one before the season starts.
We will.
In 2 weeks, we'll have another one out. Make sure to listen. The Philly Sports Hour, my own podcast. We will have some Philly stuff every Saturday. Or this week it's going to be Sunday, but we're talking mostly Eagles. Saturday, the next two the 23rd and the 30th will be all Phillies. So make sure to listen into those. Go Phillies. We'll see you on the next episode. Like, subscribe, and follow and everything. See you.
Thank you.